what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good to see you, man.
You too, bro.
How you been? How was your weekend?
Good.
What'd you
Hung out with chicks.
do? Just like every other weekend, right?
Yeah, it was good. Just went to dinner a couple times, and went to a couple bars. I don't drink, but girls like that.
Of course, of course.
They kind of got to do it.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in Vegas?
Outback? No, I'm joking. No, not really, man. I'm not a really big food guy.
Yeah, for sure. Do you like steak?
Yeah, I eat a lot of red meat. Yeah. Do you like steak?
I do, yeah, yeah. There's actually a steakhouse. I think it's called Scotch Prime 12. Something like that. I think the name of it. It's in the Palms Hotel.
Oh, in Vegas.
Vegas, yeah, yeah. That's one of my favorites in Vegas. It's really good.
You'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. So, did you happen to catch McGregor fight this weekend?
No, I did not.
But did you see like the recap, or did you see what
Yes.
happened?
Yeah, I think everyone did. Yeah, um, yeah, that sucks, man. That he has to be pissed off about that fight, man. He came in very confident, and like the way he went down was it's just kind of a waste.
Yeah, I saw it actually. It was actually pretty crazy fight. Like they were going at it. You know what I mean? Like it was exciting. It was an exciting fight for sure.
What how many wins is he at, and how many losses?
McGregor,
Yeah.
I think that's his sixth loss. I think.
Oh, okay, so he has a pretty decent amount of losses. So it's not that serious, I guess. I find it crazier when they have like one loss or zero losses.
Yeah.
That to me, like wow. That's unbelievable. I can't believe, like like you can do that many fights and not lose. Just unbelievable. You must have like the biggest head, in a good way. Like I'm freaking unbeatable. No one's beat the shit out of me yet.
I know, like kind of like Mayweather, never happened, no matter what.
Exactly. Unbelievable to me. He lives here in Vegas too. It's kind of crazy. I know a couple of his bodyguards.
Yeah, I'm sure you see him out like once in a while, right? Like you see him in a strip.
Never, never.
You never saw him in a strip club, Sapphire or something like that?
No,
He got his own strip club out there, right? I think it's called the
he does.
Rivalries.
I've been to it.
I never been there.
I should go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out, man. But you know what I was thinking? I feel like whether it's MMA or boxing, right? I feel like McGregor would always be in demand, and it's not because whether he loses or wins. I think it's just because of he really sells the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to sell the fight.
Yeah. Does he already have another fight planned yet, or no?
I'm sure they're gonna have a rematch. I'm sure they will at some point.
Yeah.
At some point.
I was actually on YouTube today, just kind of surfing around bored. I've been watching more YouTube than movies lately. And I was actually just watching today, like some of the craziest things that happened in the octagon as far as like being injured. And the craziest one to me was this chick. These two girls were fighting, and this girl was just like literally deformed her face and forehead. I was just like, and she was like still wanting to go and go and go. Like I was just like, that is some 9K right there, man. Like I mean, the girl's forehead was like literally like you could see it was just like a bubble, and she was like, "No, I don't want to. I want to keep on going." I was just like, her face was deformed. I'm just like, "Damn, man, that's." Can you imagine dating that chick? Just like, whew, you fuck up, man. You're going down, bro.
Yeah, I cannot imagine that. But what I was thinking, like when I was watching the press conference for the McGregor thing, right? Like, in bodybuilding, for example, right? There's definitely rivalries that happen, right? And like recently, there was some bodybuilders, they definitely want to create drama, like behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like I feel like the bodybuilding fans, do you think they don't want the trash talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like the bodybuilding fans kind of like different from any other sport because they don't really like that necessarily?
they they love that shit, man. They don't do it like they used to back in the day, like back when Ronnie and Jay were doing it. And everyone was like, "Whoa, I can't wait to see this battle." Recently we had Blessing and Blessing Nick Walker.
Yeah.
They were doing it, and it was actually making everyone pretty excited. It was like people couldn't wait, to see this battle.
No, I agree with you, but I feel like Blessing was the one really kind of like going forward with it, and I feel like
Yeah,
Nick kind of stayed away from
yeah, yeah. He was definitely the one pushing it a lot harder. Nick was just kind of going with it, like, okay, dude, you you sit back and watch him destroy you, you know. But yeah, Blessing was totally, you know, antagonizing and, you know, making it known he's going to win, you know. And when he got defeated pretty bad, I believe, I think he got like, I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't no top 5, you know. He came out and was just like, you know, being cool about it and saying, you know, he fucked up and, you know, he's getting a new coach and everything. So, you know, maybe they'll do it again next year.
Absolutely, I agree with you. But I feel like, do you think that, because the fans were like, you know, they kind of like, when it happened, the fans were like, why you keep talking shit? You know what I mean? They were kind of like attacking Blessing for trying to create the drama, you know what I'm saying? So the question is, as a fan, don't you want to see the drama? Like, don't you want to, obviously you want to see the show, you want to see the best man when I get it, but don't you want to lead up to it with a excitement, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's better for the sport. I think they should be doing that more because it'll make more people intrigued to want to watch instead of being bored. You know, I feel like it's even better when you have the top 2, you know, in the world going at each other. That's, people want to see that more. You know what I mean? Like I said, when Ronnie and Jay were doing it, everyone was so excited, you know. And then Phil and Kai started doing it, and it was exciting, but not like Ronnie and Jay, because they're on more of a crazier level physique wise, I believe. They were like mutants, you know. Not saying Phil and Kai weren't, you know, freaks, but I mean nowhere near like Ronnie Coleman Cutler level, you know. So it's just so much more excitement seeing that going down back in like, what was it, like 2000, and I want to say like 2001 all the way to 2008, you know. So we had a long ride watching that, you know, many years of watching it.
But that was before the social media really blew up, though, right? Because
Absolutely.
how were they talking trash to each other?
Yeah. Jay was like, "I'm going to beat you." Ronnie's like, "You're smoking crack." Like, yeah, no, absolutely. It was awesome.
That's probably like they were doing that in a press conference, probably, right? Like leading up.
Yeah, press conferences, and they'd be talking on like, you know, all the bodybuilding forums and all that stuff.
I feel like, you know, like for example, I feel like a lot of the bodybuilders, though, right, like that are currently competing in the top rank, I feel like they don't have as thick skin as many boxers, MMA guys. Like McGregor, like he gets a ton of, you know, negative comments, and he gets a lot of positive comments, but he has a thick skin. He knows that essentially he's doing his job promoting the fight, kind of like Tyson used to do. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of bodybuilders today, they don't necessarily, they'll be really like disturbed by the comments. You know what I'm saying? It will get to them. You know, do you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely not. You mean like when people hate on me?
Not even on you, on any other bodybuilders. Like they get not you. I'm talking about the guys that are competing at Olympia. Like you think it gets to them?
I don't think they care, man. Because
So?
this is how I see it. They're stepping on the Olympia stage, and what are these haters stepping on? You know, I mean, they're nowhere near their level. So, you know, I truly believe they're not bothered one bit, bro. I don't think so. You know, I mean, that's just my guess. Maybe some are. You know, I used to be bothered back in the day, a long time ago, and then as things started happening, more, making more money, getting more known, like, you know, just like the good things that come with getting a following, you know, like I just stopped caring, you know, like, and I'm pretty sure that's the same way they are, man. Like when they're on the Olympia stage, how many people have stepped on the Olympia stage in this lifetime? You know, very, very few amount of people. You know, you're on the best stage in the world, so if someone's talking shit, I don't think they care, man. You know, looks like I think sometimes Phil was bothered, which was kind of funny. Sometimes he looked kind of bothered. I saw him attacking people sometimes back in the day when they would talk shit, you know, but who knows if that was even him, you know. It could have been someone else controlling the shit, or his wife, or who the hell knows, you know.
Next thing I want to ask you, do you think a sporting event, whether it's bodybuilding or anything else, needs a villain to sell it more to the audience? Like a villain and a hero. Do you think that needs to be that concept?
Yeah, like kind of like what we're talking about now, like the rivalry. Yeah, that's great. It really definitely does help the sport, and it makes people more interested, you know, than just seeing a bunch of bodies flexing on stage. You know, when they see, you know, the same. I mean, you know, to most people, those 20 competitors at Olympia, they're very similar looking. You know, let's be real. You know, obviously some have a little more muscle, a little more, you know, shape, but you know, to a normal person, you know, that's just like 20 bodies flexing. You know, so it's kind of cool. You know, when you do put some, you know, crazy drama in there that makes people more interested in wanting to see. Like, oh wow, this guy is calling this dude out. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if he was all talk or if he did the walk, you know? So yeah, I think it's totally better for the industry for what's going down. Yes, absolutely.
The main question is, I guess, how does one become a hero versus a villain, right? Like, is it just about?
Well, you got to be at the top, you know. You got to be at the top for sure. Otherwise, if you're not at the top, you don't have the following. People are be like, "Who is this?" You know. So you obviously got to be at the top for that to even happen.
All right, next question I have for you, and topic to discuss. Actually, a lot of people have been emailing this one. They want to know from you: is it true if you're on certain substances? You know how we always talk about dieting, eating clean, right? So the question is, if you're on certain substances, is it true that you can get away by eating a lot less strict, and a diet can be, you know, much less strict due to that?
I think that's more of a genetic issue, for sure. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's more of a genetic issue. I have friends that eat one day and they stay 5% shredded, taking very small amounts of gear or even natural. And then, you know, I have friends that are on a lot of, you know, eating more and getting fatter. So no, I honestly think it's more of a genetic situation. Could you like take some subs and get away with stuff a little bit to a certain extent? But do I think it's like full blown? Hell no. You know, I think it's more of a genetic issue. Like myself, you know, I get a lot of if you go back to my natural pictures on Instagram where I claim natural, people, you know, I was posting pictures of me at 225, pretty shredded, and saying I was natural. Now, not only was I natural, I only ate junk food. I didn't even know what a chicken breast and rice was. I woke up, I had a protein shake, whatever, a Monster energy drink. We're going back to 2005 now. And I went to the gym, and then I went and ate Burger King or Chinese food after. And then 4 or 5 hours later, I'd do it again. And that was it. Maybe another shake before bed. And even just saying that with the natural, people are like, now you're double talking, you know? So what was the issue with that? That was called genetics. That's because I had pretty good genetics, and that's why I've accomplished what I've accomplished today. It's more of a genetic issue. You know what I mean? Even right now, currently, with as little as I'm taking and eating, staying in the 340s, it's just not normal, you know? But yeah, I truly think, you know, it is definitely a genetic situation when it comes to what you can get away with.
That's interesting, man, because a lot of people on social media, they all just claim like, oh, this guy's on so much stuff, he can get away with eating all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of times like bodybuilders post their cheat meals all the time, or they're eating some kind of like junk food. You know what I'm saying? The comments get flooded like with things like, well, no wonder you on this, no wonder you on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you cleared it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because a lot of people have misconceptions about that, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen that as well, right? You've seen some comments, people like,
oh, yeah, absolutely, man. If you want a good laugh, go through some of my comments where I claim natural, you know, oh, you're a freaking liar, worse than Michael Hearn, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, guys, come on. I'm 225. I'm not claiming I'm 300 natural. I'm 225. I'm 6'3". Like, I've been 360 pounds. Like, you know, like, come on, guys, do the math, do the numbers. I didn't sit there claiming I was 300 natural or 280 or whatever, you know. It's people are crazy, man. They just can't believe that people can really have superior genetics or even just do the hard work. If you go to my last post on Instagram, I posted a client, and I posted a client, his 6-month transformation. He went from fat to shredded to bulked up in 6 months, and people were mind blown and hating. They were pissed off. They're like, that's fake. There's no way. Not only does this guy have good genetics, it's not even the genetic trait. He just worked his ass off. You know, he did every single thing I told him, and it shows. And people are getting mad in the comments, like, this is fake. I'm like, here's his Instagram. Ask him. He's right here. You know? So, I mean, if you have decent genetics and you do the work, anything is possible, you know, for sure. I mean, if you're sitting there getting every meal in, you're getting every cardio session in, every supplement in, you're training like a beast, results will happen, really good results. You know what I mean? And some people just don't want to believe that. They want to hate. They want to be like, oh, you can't do that. Well, they did do it, so stop hating and do the work.
For sure. Have you ever had a client or somebody you know that person's genetics was so bad that no matter what kind of plan they were on, it was always like not look good? Have you ever seen a person like that?
Honestly, no, I haven't, not yet, but I've only been doing this for 6 years, so we'll see. But no, I mean, I've had people, where they plateaued a little bit, where like they couldn't get any more shredded or couldn't get any bigger, but still got to make the adjustments. As long as you're making adjustments, things will change.
How do you feel about over-the-counter fat burners? And do you use fat burners for yourself, and do they work?
Um, I use Code Red, actually, from time to time. More when I'm at it. Like I said, like I told you right now, I'm not 100% at it because of my injury, but when I'm trying to lean out a little bit, I'll throw the fat burner in for sure. And do I think it helps? Yeah, it does help a little bit, but nothing like a hardcore diet and training and cardio, but does it help a little bit? Absolutely. I think so, but nothing too crazy, it's just kind of like a small push, for sure.
All right. Next thing I want to talk to you about is, and this is more like an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, in your opinion, why do you think pro bodybuilders can't get mainstream endorsements? Like, obviously, every bodybuilder pretty much gets a supplement deal, possibly a clothing deal, but all within the fitness industry, so to speak, right?
This is a great topic. I love talking about this topic. So basically, this is what happened. Okay, I've talked to a couple bodybuilders in the past at expos, and one in particular told me he was making $350 a year from a company called Gammo. Do you remember Gammo back in the day? And then a couple others from Muscle Tech was $250 a year, 300. Like, so back in the day, you can make some serious money with sponsorships, and you didn't have to have any following, just of how you placed and how you looked. And that all changed drastically in 2012 when Instagram was formed. Instagram ruined it. They made it, they destroyed that. That's all gone now. So what happened was companies were seeing people, athletes, physiques, whatever you want to call it, with a lot of followers. And they're just like, well, you could pay them a tenth of this and give them a coupon code and maybe a little salary or whatever, and save a lot of money and be getting more in return because they're doing this coupon codes and they're bringing all this business to the supplement company itself. Instead of a supplement company back in the day like Muscle Tech giving someone like Jay Cutler $300 a year and just getting like maybe some guest poses and stuff out of it. Now they get people where they're paying them maybe $2-3K a month and then giving them a coupon code and making another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever K a month, and they're benefiting from it. They're making money off the athlete now. So instead of just here, they're getting more in return. So it's a huge win for the supplement companies, but a huge loss for any bodybuilder that doesn't have a big following. So like, if you're like in the Olympia, let's just say you're a guy in Olympia and let's say you got 6th or 7th place, but you only have like 80,000 followers. It's going to be a lot different for someone who's, has 1 million, but doesn't compete, maybe just has a great physique. You're going to go for that guy, because they're going to make the company more money than the guy on the Olympia stage with 80,000 followers. They're going to want the little shredded dude with 1 million followers because they're going to be like, damn, look all the sales they're going to bring us compared to the guy with 80K. So yeah, it's changed dramatically. Actually, I think Instagram ruined everything for the bodybuilder trying to be like Mr. Olympia, doesn't want to worry about social media. Now you got to put the work in with social media. You're screwed.
Why do you think companies outside of the supplement industry don't want to hire bodybuilders? Like there's car companies, there's mainstream clothing companies like Nike, Reebok, there's Dodge, Ram. I mean, any number of companies that endorse athletes, even like gymnasts. Like they have gymnasts in all types of commercials on TV, but never a bodybuilder.
Honestly, my guess is they just don't want like some steroid freak, roided out, pushing Nike or something like that. That's my guess. Yeah, I don't really think they want some like roided out guy pushing their company anymore. They just want to keep it bodybuilding, strictly bodybuilding, with the bodybuilding companies, with the bodybuilders.
You know, that's a good point what you just said, and I feel like there's definitely truth to that because I feel like they don't want to associate with an image.
A lot of people, they'll look at a freak and they'll be like, ill, like let's just say like a 17-year-old girl or a 45-year-old man that they don't know anything about the gym. They're going to look at like someone like Jay Cutler or whatever, or top Olympian. They're gonna be like, what the steroids, so they don't want that steroids look behind any major company. If that's my guess.
No, I think it's a good guess actually.
Yeah.
I think that's it's a perception thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do you think that can ever change? Like, you have obviously some actors like The Rock, for example. Right? He's not a bodybuilder per se, but
The Rock is the only one pushing like a decently like roided out physique. I mean, I still think his physique is pleasant. I don't think anyone would look at him and go roids, But I think I think he has a good physique where he could push bodybuilding. He looks like a bodybuilder, so I'd say he's like the only one out there pushing a bodybuilder look, and he's super into bodybuilding too, which is cool. I noticed he followed like a few top bodybuilders, so I thought that was pretty cool, and he worked with Hani, I believe, so that's really cool.
Do you think if The Rock gets a little bit bigger, that people might turn away from him in the mainstream?
No, not at all.
He can go even bigger.
Yeah, he's The Rock. He can do whatever the he wants. He can go piss on the street and no one will.
Have you heard this news about Chris Hemsworth, the guy that plays Thor? He made some comments actually a few months ago saying that he doesn't get serious roles that he wants because of his bodybuilding physique and his love for bodybuilding. Have you heard that?
I didn't, and I find that bullshit because he's not even that huge.
I knew you were gonna say that. But yeah, he actually said that. He said that on some magazines.
I don't think that's it, man. I don't think that's it at all. And anyone can always fatten up, or lose muscle. It's a body, man. We can do whatever we want,
Mm-hmm. What other physiques do you admire in the mainstream media outside of The Rock? Anybody else comes to mind?
Sylvester Stallone, my favorites, man. Just all around, like all together, he's like life goals, like with his family, his look, how old he is. He's 75 and he still looks pretty beast mode, man, So, I would definitely say he is like, I'm just like, wow, like what he's achieved and what he's done and how he looks and what he has. It's just like, get out of here, life goals.
Yeah. I heard that the new guy that's gonna play, not the new guy, the actor's gonna play the new Batman. He's been getting actually in great shape.
There's gonna be a new Batman movie? I didn't even hear this.
Yeah, the guy that was in Twilight, Rob Pattinson, he's gonna play the Batman.
Oh wow! Actually, I bodyguarded that girl that sings that main song one year in Vegas. Kind of off subject, but yeah, that was kind of funny. I remember that the that main song for Twilight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She had like some guy after her, and she was scared, so she hired me just to hang around with her at the club. I thought it was pretty cool. I think that was like 2012.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that was a big hit. That movie was huge.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for participating. It was a great talk.
You too, man. Till next week.
Till next week, and shout out to Manscaped.
Thank you, guys.